Hi guys, welcome to Leetcode 44. We're gonna do wildcard matching today. So I actually think that this should be one of your first DP questions that you try, especially if you have not yet tried number 10 regex matching, because this is a bit simpler. So given an input string S and a pattern P, implement wildcard pattern matching with support for question marks and asterisks, where question mark matches any single character and asterisk matches any sequence of characters, including the empty sequence. The matching should cover the entire input string, not partial. So S will contain only English characters, P only lowercase English characters, including question mark and asterisks. So some examples, AA and this matches because this one can match any sequence. AA and A does not match. CB question mark A. Question mark matches C, but B does not match A. Okay, so these are dynamic programming questions, and basically the asterisk makes things a little bit more complicated, and that's where dynamic programming really helps, because effectively if one character is an asterisk, all you have to do is just either match the current string, including the asterisk, with the other string minus the last character, because the asterisk can match any sequence, and you can keep repeating that process until the other string is basically empty, or consists of only like one character which match, basically when it's empty. So you just keep reducing the characters on that front, or you can pretend that this asterisk doesn't exist and you compare the remainder of the string pattern P with the current string and see if it matches. So those are the two possible ways, and effectively once you get that, there's really not much else. So let's just go ahead and implement that really quickly, and I'll explain along the way. So what am I doing here? So I'm creating a 2D DP array, and the starting position 0, 0 will be true. What does this mean? It just means that the starting position is true. So basically because empty string empty pattern is matching. So now let's look through the S string, and S is the input string, and what we need for the input string is to match it with the empty string, and basically you can just add false DP arrays because it will always be not matching. Now let's do it for the pattern. Now for the pattern, if it's equal to this is the slightly tricky part. If it's equal to an asterisk, what you need to do is just pretend the asterisk doesn't exist. So if it was just an asterisk and an empty string, it will actually match. So you just need to match it with the preceding character of the P string before index I. So and in fact you can just add it here, and dp0, and I believe it's I. Yes, it is, because we're adding the I+1 position. So dp0 dot push true. Sorry, very important, don't get this wrong. Now apart from that, just push false. Okay, the thing about this question is that it can be a little bit tricky if you make a typo error, because I and J look rather similar, so do be careful about that. So S again represents the string, so now we're going to do a double for loop to populate the rest of the DP array. So just remember, we're always adding in the I+1 and J+1 position, because we already have the initial vertical and horizontal columns filled out. So that can be true. And basically now that we have that, what we have to do next is, this is true. Hang on, relax. Wait, sorry, this is supposed to be false. So what are the conditions that can change this to be true or to another value that's not false? So basically, if S at position I equals to P at position J, or P at position J equals to a question mark, then we can just set this to the preceding value minus minus the current value, because the current value is going to be matching effectively, because question mark would match any characters, and or if the single characters are matching, so you just remove that and then just take the ones remaining. Fairly straightforward. So the tricky thing is what happens if pj equals to a asterisk. So you match any sequence of characters if it's equal to asterisk, right? So what would you do in this case? So effectively, again, same thing. Fortunately for us, this is quite simple. But before we write the code, actually, what we should do is try to understand what's going on. Like I said at the start earlier, if you have a asterisk character, you can remove it, pretend it doesn't exist. So you can just compare it with the j position. So dp I plus 1j, because that is the existing s string with the pattern minus the asterisk. Or you can take out the last character of the s string and compare the current pattern p, because you can just effectively assume that that sequence is matched, so you just need to match whatever's preceding it with the current pattern p. If they were all the same character, let's say a, and then you have an asterisk, the asterisk can match that whole thing because it can match any sequence of characters, well, even if it was a, b, c, d, e, f, g. So you can just compare minus the I plus 1 character of the s string. So it can be I, j plus 1, or what we mentioned just now, dp I plus 1j. And that's basically it. So now the final value in that dp 2D array, the very last value, will be the answer. So let's run it on our test cases first. And that's basically it. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.